Okay, so today I'm going to get rid of all of the scrap that I have. I got some maple, walnut, purple heart, cherry, and ash. Why not make a cutting board?
After sorting through the wood, I'm going to take it to my bandsaw and mill it down to approximately the same width. After sanding down all the boards, I'm going to do the first glue up, placing all of the boards in a random order. That way, hopefully, there will be no patterns. For my first glue up, I'm going to glue it together in two different sections. That way it fits through my planer. A little tap tap-a-roo to make sure everything is flat. After about 8 hours of glue up time, I'm going to take it outside and plane it down so it's all the same thickness for my first cuts. Afterwards, I'll run the boards back through my drum sander to remove any lines from the planer. Then I'll take the boards back outside and cut them down to even strips. For the second glue up, I'm going to spin some of the sticks 180 or 90 degrees. This gives you that chaotic pattern. I like to use a lot of glue on these glue ups as I'm only gluing one side of the face, and using Titebond 3 makes it pretty waterproof. I shouldn't say waterproof, it's water resistant. Still, if you get one of these boards, don't put it in the dishwasher, don't submerge it in water, it will come apart. Usually the glue joints are actually stronger than the wood itself. Once all the boards are the same thickness, then I could use clamping coals to make sure that the board stays nice and flat during glue up. During these glue ups, I generally will let them sit overnight or at least 12 hours before I run them through the table saw or the planer. I'm scraping the glue with my block plane or running it through the drum sander. I realized I only need to let it dry for about 6 hours. Using my crosscut sled on my table saw, I'm going to clean up the edges, make sure everything is even. After making everything square, it's time to cut the board back into strips. Then back to the shop for the third glue up. And it's back to the crosscut sled to make sure that everything is square. Here I'm cutting the final strips, but I'm doing it perpendicular to the original strips of wood, which will give it the final thickness of the cutting board. Now I'm flipping and spinning all the boards, trying to make a cool pattern that is somewhat random. Here we are the next day, taking a look at the board. There's quite a bit of burn marks from the table saw. It's two things. It's a weak motor on that table saw and a very dull blade. I'm gonna have to get that sharpened. But it'll come out. Just a little bit of work with the chisel, block plane, sandpaper, drum sander. Lots of elbow grease, but hopefully it'll look fine. Once again, I'm going to square everything up, my crosscut sled on my table saw. And I'm going to put about a 50-degree chamfer on the bottom. That way it gives you a nice flip so you can pick it up. Lots of sanding. I go through the grit starting at 100, finishing up with 220, and then I sand the edges by hand. I like to give a nice round over with the router. When you get towards the ends here, I pull up a little bit because I am cutting end grade and get a lot of chip out. And then I go back and sand everything by hand. Here I'm doing what they call popping the grain. It does two things. Gives you a first look at what the board's going to look like once it's oiled. And the second thing, which is important, is it raises the grain, the hairs of the wood. And then you can sand it down. It gives it that finished feeling. After letting the board dry, give it one final sanding, and then it's time to finish. Here I'm using a food-safe mixture of linseed oil and wax, hard wax, and makes it really beautiful in my opinion. Three coats of oil, and it's finished. I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one.